think there's less competition for fixer-uppers, but there's not no competition. That's the thing I've learned. You're going to be competing with less people, but you're still competing.
Right. Like, just do one project by yourself, and then you'll have a good amount of experience.
Yeah.
And then you can just hire other people. I mean, it eats away at your profit a little bit, but I mean, the time that you gain back to be able to work and sell and spend time with family and friends, like it.
Is there value in buying something that is a super fixer-upper versus something that's already move-in ready?
Right. Welcome to the T&T Real Estate Podcast, where we spark conversations that set you up for real estate success. I'm Tyler.
And I'm Tanya, and each week we bring you expert tips on navigating Northern Ontario's real estate market. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, we've got the tools to help you thrive.
Welcome back to the T&T Real Estate Podcast. I'm Tanya, and I'm joined by my co-host, Tyler. Tyler, how are you today?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
That's awesome. I think we're going to have a little controversy today.
Yeah, I think we are.
Today,
Just before this, we were kind of chatting, because we don't really chat before we sit down about these topics. But yeah, I think we have different opinions. Yeah. Let's see what happens.
So today we're going to be talking about fixer-upper. So should you buy something that's move-in ready, or should you buy a fixer-upper? Everybody loves the idea of fixer-upper. You know, Chip and Joanna made it look super easy and beautiful, but is it actually the right move here for people in Sudbury?
Who is Chip and Joanna? Is this like a pre-90s thing?
No, it's not pre-90s, not before you were born, child. Okay. Chip and Joanna Gaines, they're from Waco, Texas. They have a show probably still, called Fixer Upper.
Is this it's like an HGTV
It's
thing?
an HGTV show,
Chip
yes.
and Joanna.
Yes. They took dilapidated properties for like $100,000, put like 200 into them, and they're gorgeous. But of course, you can do that in Texas.
Chip and Joanna, huh?
Chip and
I've
Joanna.
heard that. I mean, I know the famous
Magnolia.
Magnolia
is another thing they have.
Right.
So
interesting.
Anyway, look it up, child.
Yeah. All right.
Not before you're born.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So today we're going to be talking about, should you buy a fixer-upper or...
And there's obviously only one right answer to this, especially in Sudbury right now.
Yeah, which is a fixer-upper.
No.
Absolutely.
I disagree. Okay. This is like Love It and List It. Yeah. I kind of like this. This is cool.
It is like Love It or List It.
Yeah. Okay.
So what is a fixer-upper? What do you think is a fixer-upper in your mind?
I mean, a fixer-upper that's worth purchasing would be just cosmetic stuff. So, anything that's not structural. So like the foundation, if it's like caving in, I probably wouldn't buy it unless you're a contractor and you have like that know-how or the pockets, I guess, the deep pockets. If the roof,
it could be that type of fixer-upper, but that will be harder to finance and harder to buy.
Yeah, it would be awful. But yeah, okay, anything cosmetic. So if it needs a kitchen, bathroom, floors, paint.
Someone smoked in it for 20 years.
Yeah,
that's a fixer-upper.
Yeah.
Okay, so would you consider move-in ready? Is it something you would actually move into, or like somebody with lesser high expectations? Someone less bougie.
Somebody maybe a little bit less bougie, but I would say it would have to be livable for at least 2 years. Mm-hmm. Let's say 2 years. If you can move in there, not have to do a single thing, or like besides obviously like little things, for 2 years, I would say that would be a move-in ready house.
Yeah. Okay, so let's look at sort of the pricing of the two different properties, right? Is there value in buying something that is a super fixer-upper versus something that's already move-in ready?
Right.
So what do you think is kind of the general spread? Let's take my lovely example between the house that I bought in the Donovan.
Yes.
For $200,000.
Okay. I mean, yeah, so this is
that versus it done up.
Yeah. I don't see the gap being as big as it needs to be, especially in the lower end, for it to make sense. I think if somebody can afford, can we get into numbers? Can we tell them?
203.
Okay, yeah.
203.
So Tanya paid $203,000 for this house that has a toilet at the top of a staircase.
Yes.
And it will be beautiful when you're done with it. But I don't think, like, if you're trying to move into a $200,000 house, I think you should probably just wait until you could afford $300,000,
right,
and buy the $300,000 house.
So that house done up would be $300,000,
right,
correct?
Yes.
Or more. $350,000.
280.
But I think for some people that spread, that sort of like 70, 80, $100,000 even is worth savings. But you have to be handy and you have to be willing to live through a fixer-upper or to take it on, right? It's not easy to just say, I'll do it.
You have to have Benjamin.
You have to have
a Benjamin.
Yeah, exactly. Not the money, the actual guy. Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. Because hiring contractors to do that work is just going to, it's going to
eat up that
all your profit.
Right.
So I think it's surreal.
Yeah. So I think I would say if we're leaning into like a more reasonable price point and like, especially in like the higher end, you have a house, you've had it for maybe 5 years, you bought it for 300,000. Now it's worth 400. What is your next step? So let's talk about like that angle, I think is where this makes more sense.
Yeah.
The gap between 600 and 800 right now is too small to buy a $600,000 house that needs a full renovation to become a $750,000-$800,000 house. I think it's much, much easier right now in Sudbury to just go to that higher end and almost get a move-in ready house.
Right. But I find even now there's so much competition in that higher end, like anything that's move-in ready in that 600 to 700 level.
Yeah.
Like there's quite a few people looking for that.
Yeah, but I find it's hard because that range is like, it could be first time home buyer range. And if somebody has lived in a house for 5 years, they might be early 30s, they might be starting a family. That 6 to 7 is kind of like the forgotten middle. Like it's too small for them to move into because it's like too similar to the New Sudbury bungalow, but it's not big enough for them to like raise a family or like be like the next step for the family. Right. Yeah. So that's why my brain tends to go buy bigger.
Yeah. So move-in ready is more appealing in that sense, especially for a move-up buyer, because it sounds like the price gap, the price difference between the two, the fixer-upper 600 versus the move-in ready 7, isn't substantial enough to warrant the headache.
Right. And like cost. You're still like at 600, you're still fighting and chances are you'll be in competition. Whereas like if you go up to maybe 7 might be still borderline, but once you get up to 800, chances are you might not have to compete this year. Now it's weird because we're in spring market, so there's more buyers out there. So you might have to, but the majority of the year, I would say you'll probably fighting against yourself or against the seller and not other competition.
Yeah, I think there's less competition for fixer-uppers, but there's not no competition. That's the thing I've learned is, I don't think we've always bought fixer-uppers. We've always seen additional value that we could add in properties, but you're going to be competing with less people, but you're still competing. Right. There's not no competition.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so you love fixer-uppers. Honestly, I love a fixer-upper too, but we have the skill set. So let's say they're a little bit less skilled than we are. Who should buy a fixer-upper?
Someone who should buy a fixer-upper, you have to have the resources, so some monetary resources certainly, to buy materials, and then the skills to do some of the work or have family members and that kind of support who can help you do the work. I think that's really important. If you're on your own and you're working like crazy hours, you're working away maybe, you've got little kids, it may not be for you, but if you have the skill set and some of the resources to take it on, I think you should be buying fixer-upper. Right. I think you'll make it up in the end.
Yeah, so when I first started kind of investing, I would do most of the work myself or with my dad. And it gave us like the experience behind it. And then when I did my last project, Severn, and I just hired it out and I just had to go and like pick paint colors or like they wanted to know what color floor I wanted. I just had to do like the nice, easy, semi-easy work. That's just like such a better process now. But I say like don't do the work yourself, but at the same time it gave me that experience to know what to look for moving forward.
And to know maybe that you don't ever want to do it again.
Yeah, like just do one project by yourself and then you'll have a good amount of experience. Yeah. And then you could just hire other people. And that's true. It eats away at your profit a little bit, but the time that you gain back to be able to work and sell and spend time with family and friends, I
think it's a test of your relationship too. If you're in a partnership,
absolutely,
it's a good test. It worked out well for us.
Absolutely.
Okay, so who should buy a move-in ready home? What do you think that sort of demographic is, and what kind of skill set or stage of life?
anybody that doesn't have the experience, the know-how of like even as far as the materials go, like if you don't know what flooring you should put down in a basement, chances are it's not for you. To expand on that, if you are kind of like what you're saying, if you're busy, if you have kids, if you have other obligations, if you don't have time right now, taking on a project where you're going to have to put more time in is a bad idea.
Yeah.
Is a bad idea.
Okay, we agree there.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that.
Good.
Okay, let's move into our rapid fire.
All right, let's do that.
Let's do it. Okay, fixer-upper, move-in ready. For you personally.
Oh, for me personally. Nah, yeah, I'm at the stage. I got 3 small kids. I don't have time. Move-in ready. I'm going move-in ready right now. What is your biggest rental mistake that you've seen you're either yourself or a buyer make?
Too much vinyl plank flooring and calling it luxury. It's not luxury.
Right. I was going to say too much gray.
Yeah,
Gray is out. Gray.
The gray vinyl plank
the
flooring.
millennial gray.
Yeah. One thing buyers never budget for, but always should.
The planning stage. Like if you are doing a bigger renovation, if you need the engineering drawings, if you need an architect, if you need a designer to come in, they're just like, yeah, this is a $20,000 kitchen. But if you want it to be functional and look nice, it's going to be more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is a cosmetic fixer-upper still worth buying at current material costs, really? Yeah.
Oh, that's a good question. I'd say yes, because I think there's still some good deals to be had. Depends on what kind of materials, but pretty much yes.
Yeah, as long as you could fit it into
you can find the
final
deals.
Price, yeah.
What's the one trade you absolutely want to quote from before buying a fixer-upper?
It depends.
Depends on the house, I guess.
Yeah, I guess it depends. Like, if there's electrical issues, electrical and plumbing seem to be the most costly. So those I would probably say, like if there is issues, if you're moving plumbing or if you're moving electrical, definitely quote. The GCs, I would say, no, I you know what, I shouldn't say that because they're not all the same, but like you kind of pay what you get what you pay for. Like somebody's going to come in a lot lower than other people, but they're also not going to be as good. So, but the electricians and plumbing, I think, are the expensive ones.
Right.
I would say do that. If you had 50 grand to spend on a reno, what's the first thing that you would do?
Ooh, a kitchen.
Yeah.
Always a kitchen.
Right.
But you could fit a kitchen and bathroom in that 50K.
Okay, so 50K is a good budget.
That's a really nice kitchen.
Now, after kitchen, oops, I'm slapping my mic. After kitchen, would you go bathroom like everybody else says, or would you do something else?
Bathroom.
Yeah. Eh?
All the way. Because I think people are scared to do bathrooms, and we can do a really nice bathroom for not too much money.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay,
like,
that's fair.
It's night and day from like the pink tile bathroom to what you end up with as a finished product.
Right.
And I don't think it's not going to eat up a ton of your budget.
I was thinking I would almost put like an exterior project before bathroom.
I know, yeah.
Like build a nice deck or fence the yard. Maybe not fence the yard, but build a deck, build like a beautiful backyard retreat.
Like backyard is important, and
Yeah.
so is curb appeal, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I think I'm just coming out of winter and I haven't seen a yard in so long that everything's still kind of browny
Right, yeah.
that it's not even in the forefront of my mind.
That's fair.
Yeah. How about best neighborhood in Sudbury right now to buy a fixer-upper to actually come out ahead?
I'm gonna go the Valley. I think the Valley, the prices are still high, but I think it's trending on the right spot. Like New Sudbury's a little stale right now.
Yeah, I feel
so
like
it's
New Sudbury, you wouldn't get your money back.
Yeah, I was gonna say South End too, but South End is getting pretty pricey. I'm gonna say the Valley. I'm pretty confident with that.
I'd say if you get a good one in the Valley, I'd agree there for sure, but I'd probably be more like West End.
Yeah.
West End.
Okay.
Because I think
there's
there's
still some demand there.
good prices, and then the nice houses do go over
You didn't
for.
want to say the Donovan?
No, not yet. I'll keep plugging that soon.
One piece of advice for someone who's romanticizing a fixer-upper.
Romanticizing. So maybe they have an unrealistic idea of what it takes. I think maybe just try to bring them to reality and say, okay, let's actually look at the budget.
Yeah,
that's my advice. Let's run the numbers
yeah.
and look at the budget.
Right.
See if you can do it.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Awesome.
Okay, so the bottom line, obviously buy a move-in ready house over a
Obviously,
fixer-upper.
no, buy a fixer-upper. That's the way to go.
Yeah. Okay, so I think the bottom line is that you should talk to a professional, or maybe two of them,
who disagree.
And we could do like the love it and listen. No, you got to buy this one. But yeah, I mean, there's all sorts, depending on what stage of life you're in, depending on all sorts of circumstances, you should work with a professional realtor that has done this before and will guide you on, I mean, whatever path you want. If you want to move in ready, we could find you one of those. And if you want a fixer-upper to spend the next 6 months in, we could find you one of those as well.
And I'd say if you have a comment, would you buy a fixer-upper or would you buy move-in ready? Leave it below. We'd love to hear from you.
Right.
Until next time, stay ahead in real estate.